I was scrolling on my phone the other night, nothing serious, just the usual stuff, clips, comments, people arguing, people joking, people pretending they're not exhausted, and I caught myself thinking how weird it is that this is normal now, not in a dramatic way, not like, oh, no, the world is ending, but more like that quiet feeling you get when you walk into a room you know really well and something's been rearranged. You can't point to it immediately, but your body knows. 5 years ago, this didn't feel like this. Life didn't feel like this. And it's strange because nothing officially ended. There was no big final moment. No credits rolled. No collapse. The world didn't end. It just changed. And I think that's what messes with people the most. We're wired to expect endings. We expect fireworks, sirens, headlines screaming, this is it. Instead, what we got was this slow shift, like waking up one day and realizing your favorite place doesn't feel the same, but you've been going there the whole time. People talk about before and after now, but even that feels off because it wasn't a clean break. It was more like a fade, a gradual drift. And somehow that's more unsettling than chaos would have been. I keep noticing how conversations feel different, shorter, faster, less patient. You'll be talking to someone and you can feel them halfway somewhere else, like their mind is already reaching for the next thing. And honestly, I catch myself doing it too. It's not judgment, it's observation. Something in the way we process the world has shifted. Attention doesn't land the way it used to. It skims, it bounces, it scrolls. And when attention changes, everything else follows. How we think, how we feel, how we remember things. Time feels weird now. That's the other thing. Weeks disappear. Months blur together. You hear people say, "Can you believe it's already whatever month it is?" And it's not just getting older. It feels different than that. It's like the days are full, but hollow at the same time. Constant input, constant noise, constant updates, but fewer moments that actually sink in. Fewer pauses where your mind gets to just sit with something. It's like living inside a moving walkway that never stops. And maybe that's the shift, not the world ending, but the pace quietly speeding up beyond what we evolved for. Humans didn't change much biologically in the last few thousand years. Our nervous systems are still ancient. We're still animals that learned how to build cities. And now we're surrounded by systems that move faster than thought, faster than emotion, faster than meaning. We built tools that don't wait for us to catch up. Think about past moments in history. The Industrial Revolution. People didn't wake up one morning and say, "Ah, yes, today's society changes forever." It happened factory by factory, city by city. The printing press, electricity, the early internet. At the time, it was just new, useful, interesting. And only later did people realize their entire way of living, thinking, and relating had shifted. We're probably in one of those moments right now. And the strange part is that we can feel it happening, but we don't quite have the language for it yet. Technology made life easier in a lot of ways. That part is real. Convenience is incredible. Access is insane. Information that used to take days or weeks to find is instant. But emotionally, psychologically, it's heavier. There's a weight to knowing everything all the time, every crisis, every outrage, every comparison. You're not just living your life anymore. You're passively absorbing thousands of other lives, opinions, fears, and expectations. No animal evolved for that. No human brain was designed to carry the emotional load of the entire planet in its pocket, and people feel it. That's why anxiety feels everywhere now, not always panic, more like a low-level hum, a background tension, even when things are fine, even when nothing is technically wrong. Certainty feels gone. The idea that things will just kind of make sense if you follow the usual path doesn't land the way it used to. Work feels different. Money feels different. Success feels different. Even rest feels different. You're tired, but it's not the kind of tired sleep fixes. It reminds me of watching athletes mid-game when momentum shifts. Same players, same rules, same field. But something invisible changes, and suddenly everything feels off. Decisions come slower, confidence dips, and no one can point to one exact moment where it happened. That's kind of where we are. The game didn't stop. The rules didn't officially change, but the energy did. And then there's AI. That's a whole other layer, not in a sci-fi way, just in the quiet realization that we've crossed another threshold. We're building things that think, write, create, decide, and adapt faster than we do. And most people still treat it like a novelty, a tool, a trick. But history shows that when tools start shaping how humans think, it's never just a tool. It becomes an environment. And once something becomes an environment, it shapes behavior, whether you like it or not. I don't think people are scared because they think the world is ending. I think they're unsettled because they can feel themselves changing. The way they focus, the way they relate, the way they experience meaning. And it's happening faster than anyone expected, faster than we can emotionally process. Evolution usually works slowly. This is fast. This is like animals having to adapt mid-storm. And the weirdest part, on the surface, everything looks normal. People go to work, order food, post pictures, make jokes. Life goes on. That's why it's hard to talk about. There's no obvious villain, no single event, just a growing sense that the texture of reality is different. Like the air pressure changed and your ears haven't popped yet. Sometimes I wonder if future generations will look back at this moment and say, that's when it happened, not when the world ended, but when it quietly became something else. When humans crossed a line without noticing because nothing exploded, no alarms went off, just a slow rewrite of how life feels from the inside. And maybe that's always how big changes happen. The most important shifts don't announce themselves. They don't arrive with a countdown. They slip in while you're busy living, adapting, surviving, scrolling, and by the time you really notice, you're already inside them. You're already different. The world is already different. So maybe the reason life feels strange isn't because something broke. Maybe it's because something evolved, and we're still catching up to what that means, still trying to understand the rules of a world that didn't end, but didn't stay the same either.